Welcome to the Rye St Antony podcast, the place to find out more about the people within school and the community. In these podcast episodes, we'll be getting into life at school and outside the school too, by having real conversations with many different people. In this episode, our very first, we speak to the head, Jo Croft. We'll be finding out why she wanted to become a head, what she enjoys most about working at Rye, what she considers to be the most important things she does at school, and what she's most proud of too. So for all that and for more, come with me as we step into school and speak to the head in her office. It's Jo Croft.
Well, I am joined here today by Jo Croft, the head of Rye St Antony School. So, Jo, it's such a pleasure to meet you today. And I've got quite a few questions, actually, to find out a little bit about you. So I think my first one would be, what was your pathway? You say you're a head teacher. What was your actual pathway to getting to this position and being head of Rye St Antony?
Hi, Arabella. It's so nice to talk with you today. And I'm really thrilled to just be able to talk a little bit more about Rye and everything else. Pathway to being a head is quite straightforward, but it's not something I actually ever thought I'd want to be. My passion is actually just working with children, teaching in my subject, which is languages, French and Italian. And then just as I got into teaching, I just really loved the idea of working with children pastorally too. And so my route into being a head has been through head of department, head of sixth form, then deputy head. And what I love is the balance of all worlds. I just love being able to make a difference in children's lives, not just in the classroom, but out of the classroom too. And that's something I think is really important at Rye and something we do really well.
That's an interesting one you mentioned about obviously getting into teaching in the first place and languages. What made you want to become a teacher? I mean, obviously you mentioned that you love working with children, but did you have sort of, times when you were growing up that you used to, think about what your school would look like?
No, never thinking about what my school would look like, but I had this amazing French teacher who scared the living daylights out of me when I was 12. And it's because of her that I just fell in love with the subject. I remember walking around the classroom chanting verbs, which today sounds really archaic, but that's what I remember. And it stuck in my mind. She was super strict, but really inspirational too. And it was her and then other people that I met as I went along the learning journey with languages that just really inspired me. And I thought, I want to do that for other people because languages have a really bad press in the UK. And it's always one of those things, you don't need to learn another language. Everyone speaks English, but I'm absolutely passionate about sharing the possibilities of what you can discover by speaking another language.
That's a really interesting point, actually. And I think you're so right about languages. And looking at the numbers as well of GCSE entries and A-level entries, the languages numbers have gone down. I mean, how do you make sort of languages a big thing at Rye? What is it that you think is going to kind of bring young people back towards languages?